Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to go over the Boss rear view camera that we installed here in the 6.0. So I will say, first things first, we will check it out in here. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and hop out, and I will show y'all what we got back here. This is like a license plate mount type deal here. So the camera is adjustable up and down. You can also adjust it on the license plate itself, but pop back in here and we'll check it out in here. One thing I will say that is kind of nice is you can go into this radio and command the camera to come on. So you can see there, got some pretty good glare, and it does have a good bit of glare at night and everything else. One cool thing about the camera that I will say too is it does have LED lights around the face of the camera, and if I have a picture, I'll throw it up here on the screen. But it does have those 4 LED lights around the perimeter of the camera, I guess you could say. One thing is to put the truck in reverse. We haven't wired that into the radio. That would be, I think it was the yellow wire we tied that into. So we haven't wired the trigger in for the radio itself, but you can come in here and command the camera to come on. Now, one thing I will say, and I don't have any video or anything of it, is at night it is pretty grainy. I would say this is probably a 360p or so camera, maybe. But it during the day it does really good. At night, like I said, it is pretty grainy as far as the image goes. And if you know, like an old TV that uses RCAs and all that kind of stuff, especially the old TVs, where you have like lines that go across and it's kind of fuzzy, it runs back and forth. It has kind of the same thing going on. I tried getting a video of it last night, but my camera doesn't really pick it up all that well on this screen. It all just kind of smooths it out, and you know, all that kind of stuff. But during the day, it is very nice. It is very handy. But like I said, at night it's pretty grainy. It does have the LEDs around, which do kind of help it. But in a situation where you're in wintertime, like we are here at the time of filming this, and your truck steams when you first start it, you know what I'm talking about? If that steam runs behind the truck, being that it has those LEDs right around the face of the camera, it's completely white out. You can't see anything at all on the camera itself. So that is a bit of a downside to that. And if it's raining, it does the exact same thing. So, you know, at night, if it's raining or foggy or something, you still got to roll the windows down and look out the back, because this truck just has the LEDs in the tail lights. I don't have pods in this truck like I do in the white truck and like we put in my grandpa's truck there. So that's I definitely need to get some of those. But as far as the camera goes, I would say it's not terrible. If y'all remember from when we installed it, I did say the little wires are It's incredible how tiny those little wires are for installing these. And then for this truck, we run the wiring down across here, over top of the fuse box, down into this kick panel, and then kind of right where my foot is, there's a grommet there. We tapped into that grommet, run through over with the factory wiring harness and run all the way back. And with that, we got right to the spare tire and we run out of cable. So we did have to get some RCA couplers and a longer RCA cable, and then extend the power wire that came off of the harness for the camera itself, and run it back. And that harness you tap into the taillights, and then on the other end of that harness you tap in to the radio here, and then the radio has a trigger wire for, when you put it in reverse, it kicks on. But like I said, we haven't hooked that up yet. It's still down here. So it would be nice if that was, that cable was 2 or 3 feet longer. I think I looked, and I think it is 15 or so feet. So if it was 20 feet, that would be perfect. And this is a crew cab, 6 3/4 foot bed, short bed for the Super Duties. So if you had an 8 foot bed, it would be even worse. Stuff like that. But all in all, I would say for the money, I think I looked and they're $30 or some odd dollars. The one that I have come with this radio, so I didn't pay any extra for it. But I would say for a $30 to $40 camera, it's pretty nice. For that kind of budget standpoint of things, I would say it's pretty nice, and I would recommend one at that. But just know, for stuff like right now where the sun is behind us, you are going to get some glare on the camera itself. Same thing at night. If it's foggy or if it's raining, or your vehicle is steaming out the exhaust and it runs behind the vehicle, it's gonna do the exact same thing. And like I said, being that it has lights around the face of the camera, it doesn't help anything in that aspect, but it is a nice gesture, and it is nice to have that. And I would say, especially on a car where the license plate itself is a little lower to the ground than a truck, it might be pretty handy to have those lights around the face of the camera. Just know the drawbacks of, like I talked about, the glare, if it's raining or things like that. So that's just what I've found so far. But other than those little drawbacks, I would say I'm pretty happy with the camera, especially with this truck. It is nice because these F-250s don't have the best turning radius, and you do find yourself in a 3-4 point turn pretty often. So it is nice to have. But all in all, I would say it's a pretty good little camera. That's really. But anyway, guys, like I was saying, I would say it's a pretty good little camera for the $30 to $40, kind of lower budget price ranges. And those are really the only drawbacks that I've seen so far. But all in all, like I said, it seems to be a pretty nice little camera. It is nice that I can command camera with the truck here, especially being as we don't have this stuff hooked up. But I would say if you're looking at one of these radios, they throw them in, or they did this one with mine through Crutchfield. You can't go wrong with that. I mean, it's free. It comes with the radio. So I would say all in all, it's a pretty good little camera. Now, would I go out and buy this camera, you know, with all the other options on the market? Yeah, probably. You know, if you were to stay around the same kind of budget. But eventually, I will probably go ahead and just upgrade the camera, get something a little bit nicer, something a little better quality, so on and so forth. But for right now, this is absolutely fine for what it does. Just know those few little drawbacks. So anyway, guys, it's probably going to be a wrap for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope everybody has a great day.